From Pacifica, this is Democracy Now!
She's interested in the things I'm interested in, and she's going to make the United States back into the country that it was before we've had this debacle now.
I voted for Barack Obama. I like his message, and I'm tired of kind of the old style of politics. He's got a lot of energy, and it's kind of attractive for young people.
Well, I voted for John McCain. I think his record speaks for itself. I think he would be the best candidate and would do a very good job, and I think it's his time.
Super Tuesday, Hillary Clinton wins the big states, Barack Obama wins more states. On the Republican side, John McCain wins big but doesn't wrap it up. Mike Huckabee sweeps the South. Mitt Romney says it's not over. We'll host a roundtable discussion with sociologist and author Francis Fox Piven, Bill Fletcher of The Black Commentator, Roberto Lovato of New America Media, and Tim Carpenter of Progressive Democrats of America. All that and more coming up. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Senators Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama battled to a draw on Super Tuesday as 22 states held primaries and caucuses to determine the Democratic presidential nominee. Clinton won 4 of the 5 largest states up for grabs, including California and New York. But Obama kept pace by winning at least 13 states overall. Meanwhile, John McCain has proclaimed himself the Republican frontrunner after winning 9 states.
And although I've never minded the role of the underdog and have relished as much as anyone come from behind wins, tonight I think we must get used to the idea that we are the Republican Party frontrunner for the nomination of President of the United States.
While McCain celebrated victories in California, New York, Illinois, and other states, the Arizona senator failed to win any southern states as Mike Huckabee took Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and West Virginia. Former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney vowed to stay in the race after winning 7 states. Republican contender Ron Paul failed to win any states but placed second in Montana. The Democratic race between Clinton and Obama is now expected to continue for weeks, if not months. According to the Washington Post, Clinton won a total of 582 delegates on Tuesday, just 20 more than Obama, but of their campaigns attempted to claim a Super Tuesday victory.
Polls are just closing in California, and the votes are still being counted in cities and towns across America. But there is one thing, you know I love you back. But there is one thing on this February night that we do not need the final results to know. Our time has come.
While Barack Obama directed much of his speech at Hillary Clinton, the former First Lady looked forward to the general election.
After 7 years of a president who listens only to the special interests, you're ready for a president who brings your voice, your values, and your dreams to your White House.
The 2008 campaign is already close to surpassing the entire cost of the 2004 election. According to the Center for Responsive Politics, the nearly $500 million spent so far already surpasses every election from 1976 through 2000. The candidates are on pace to raise $1 billion before November, breaking the 2004 record of $880 million. We'll have more on Super Tuesday after headlines. At least 27 people were killed Tuesday in tornadoes that tore through 4 states. The dead included 13 people in Tennessee, another 11 in Arkansas. At least 4 others died in Kentucky and Arkansas. The storms caused major damage, destroying a gas station near Nashville and shattering several homes in Arkansas. The CIA has admitted to using the interrogation technique known as waterboarding at least 3 times after the 9/11 attacks. CIA Director Michael Hayden made the admission in testimony before the Senate Intelligence Committee.
Let me make it very clear and to state so officially in front of this committee that waterboarding has been used on only 3 detainees. It was used on Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, it was used on Abu Zubaydah, and it was used on Nashiri. CIA has not used waterboarding for almost 5 years. Okay? We used it against these 3 high-value detainees because of the circumstances of the time. Very critical to those circumstances was the belief that additional catastrophic attacks against the homeland were imminent.
Despite denying its recent use, Hayden went on to urge lawmakers not to outlaw waterboarding because he said it might be needed in the future. The CIA admitted late last year to destroying videotapes capturing the interrogations of 2 of the prisoners that Hayden mentioned, Abu Zubaydah and Abd al-Rahman al-Rashidi. Hayden also claimed the CIA has practiced what he called enhanced interrogation techniques on 1/3 of the around 100 prisoners he says have been detained. The Iraqi government is opening the door to major international oil firms despite a parliamentary stalemate over a controversial U.S.-backed oil law. In an interview with the Financial Times, Iraq's oil minister said companies are submitting applications for licenses that will lead to the first oil development contracts next year. Several multinationals have already entered in technical support deals, but the new contracts would mark the first time they're offered a major role to tap into Iraq's reserves. In Chad, international observers are warning of a humanitarian crisis following days of fighting between government and rebel forces. The Red Cross says more than 1,000 people have been killed. UN spokesperson Rod Redmond warned more than 20,000 have been displaced.
A 5-member UNHCR team arrived last evening in the Cameroon border town of Kuseri. They estimate that up to 20,000 people have crossed the river border with Chad since Saturday to escape fighting in the Chadian capital in N'Djamena. As of this morning, frightened people were still crossing the bridge in a continuous flow from Chad and N'Djamena to Kuseri.
The rebels say they're trying to overthrow a dictatorship. Chad has accused the Sudanese government of backing the rebels to delay the deployment of a European Union force for Darfurian refugees there. France has said it's prepared to intervene after the UN Security Council authorized it to back the Chadian government. In Israel and the occupied territories, at least 7 Palestinian militants were killed Tuesday in an Israeli attack on the Gaza Strip. The strike destroyed a Hamas-controlled police station. It followed Palestinian rocket fire on the Israeli town of Sderot, causing 2 injuries. Meanwhile, Hamas is now claiming responsibility for a suicide attack Monday that killed 1 Israeli and injured nearly a dozen others. It was the first suicide bombing inside Israel in more than a year, and the first time Hamas has claimed responsibility for one since August 2004. Back in the United States, a federal district court has overruled the Bush administration's exemption of the Navy from 2 environmental laws limiting the use of sonar. The decision upholds an earlier court ruling in a case brought by environmentalists who say sonar is harmful to whales and other marine life. The administration had sought the exemption for submarine warfare training off the Southern California coast. And in media news, the cable network Fox News has welcomed its latest on-air pundit, former White House Deputy Karl Rove. Rove began his new gig during Fox News coverage of the Super Tuesday primaries. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. We turn now to Super Tuesday. Voters in 24 states across the country took to the polls